Tigers, we are talking about page 35 of your notes today. Today we're going over scientific notation with negative powers of 10. So our essential question today, guys, is really similar to our previous essential question on page 34. This one is, how can you use scientific notation to express very small quantities? So the difference between the previous lesson and this one is that last time we were talking about really, really big, large quantities. And this time we're talking about teeny, tiny little quantities. Okay, so it works really similar. There's no new vocab today. So we're just going to get right into it. Okay, so if we're going to write a small number in scientific notation, okay, when the number is between 0 and 1, you use a negative exponent. I want you to remember that. So if you are writing small numbers in scientific notation, okay, so small numbers, you get a negative exponent. So same thing as always, guys. We still need our scientific notation base number to be between 1 and 10, okay? So here we have 0.0783. Well, that's not between 1 and 10. So we need to move the decimal point the number of times that we need to get it to be a whole number, or not a whole number, a number between 1 and 10. So I'm going to move it once, twice. Now I'm going to have 7.83. So I moved it twice. But since I moved it to the right, again, guys, I have to have a negative exponent. So since I moved it 2 times to the right, I end up with an exponent of negative 2. Okay, so that explanation is right over here. So decimal point moves 2 places to the right, so the exponent is negative 2. Okay, other than that, guys, it's the same stuff that we did yesterday. You're moving the decimal point and counting how many times you moved the decimal point. The difference is yesterday, or the previous lesson, we moved it to the left to make a giant number smaller. And today, we're moving the number to, or the decimal point to the right to make a teeny tiny number a little bit bigger. All right, so to go from standard notation to scientific notation. Okay, again, we are going to move the decimal to the right. Last time we moved it to the left. Today we're moving it to the right. Okay, until there's only one digit in the ones place. Step 2 is count how many places you moved the decimal to determine the number of your exponent. Do not forget, your exponent will be negative. Okay, and then your same step as last time, you're going to write your decimal number, so your base, and then times 10 with the negative exponent following the 10. All right, so let's go over an example. We have 0.000829. So we're going to move our decimal point once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So I moved it 5 times to the right. Okay, so since I moved it 5 times to the right, I know that my exponent, so I'm going to have times 10 to the negative 5, because we moved 5 times to the right. And my number now is 8.29. I can check if this is scientific notation by making sure that my base is a number between 1 and 10. It is. So we're good. This is scientific notation. Okay, other thing I want you guys to remember, still, always, always, always must be between 1 and 10. Always. Base always must be between 1 and 10. Okay? And then again, guys, since this is a small number that we had to make bigger, we need to use a negative exponent. All right, and then last example we're going to go over is just how to change a small number from scientific notation back to standard notation. So we're going to check the number of the exponent. Then we are going to move the decimal to the left, because if to turn it to scientific, we move it to the right. To undo scientific and go back to standard, we got to move left. It's always the opposite. And then same thing as yesterday. If you need to, you guys have to fill in the 0 placeholders if necessary. Almost always necessary. All right, so I've got my number here. I'm going to write 6.37. That's my number here. I have -3 is my exponent, which means I am going to move this decimal point 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to put in my decimal point here. I'm going to add my 0 placeholders. So 0, 0. Also, don't forget, got to have that 0 out in front. Okay, so you cannot forget this 0. Don't forget the 0 in front of the decimal. Okay, what we do, write our new number. So 0.00637. And that's our answer. That is standard notation. Okay, all right. Last thing I have for you guys. Now, remember, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in this question column on the left-hand side. But I do want you guys to check out this bottom question here. A student solved the problem express 5.6 times 10 to the -7th power in standard form. The student got the answer 56 million. Explain the error and how to correct it. Okay, guys, remember, I am focused on explain. I don't just want you to write the correct answer. I want you to explain what they did wrong and how they should have done it. So don't just give me the correct answer. I want the explanation. We will talk about that in class.